So Bitcoin began its breakout just a few hours ago, and if you've been following this, you'll see that pretty much every other crypto has as well, including XRP. There's some really interesting facts that I just saw about this breakout, what's causing it and what could cause it to have a wild week this week, and what you may want to stay away from. And on this channel, I'll be covering the Ripple versus the SEC case, and so if you've been following these videos or this channel or the story for some time, you know that Jay Clayton, who was the former head of the SEC, the one that brought this lawsuit against Ripple, he's in the news again, and he's doing something really interesting. In fact, he's trying to do something that when he was the head of the SEC, he denied every single time. I'm going to tell you what that is. And once again, Elon Musk is going ahead and pumping Dogecoin, of course, doing it at a very optimal time when Bitcoin and the rest of the crypto market is having a huge breakout. Hey everyone, my name is Randy. Welcome back to the Late Night Grind. On this channel, I'm covering the Ripple versus the SEC story, as well as other cryptocurrency news and investment markets and personal finance. So if any of those topics interest you, make sure you're subscribed. All you gotta do is click the subscribe button, hit the bell notification icon so YouTube will notify you when I release a new video. And of course, if you're feeling really generous, which you should if you're invested in the crypto market, go ahead and give this video a big thumbs up. It really helps out with the YouTube algorithm and basically tells YouTube to share this video with new audiences. So if you do that, I'd greatly appreciate it. All right, well with that, let's jump into it. So Elon Musk's favorite crypto, Dogecoin, he once again made a little bit of a pump by tweeting about it in the form of a meme. He kind of went on a meme rant yesterday. And of course, this is nothing new, but it happened during a big breakout, which of course Bitcoin is doing right now. All right, so let's talk about this Bitcoin breakout. It basically went from about 33,000 and change to 39,000 in just a matter of a couple hours. And there is some technical reasons for this, as well as some other reasons that have been shaping up for actually several months. Now, something like this, it's really extremely hard to predict. Bitcoin and the crypto market is extremely volatile, and there's people that make predictions left and right about everything, pretty much every day. But there's a few people that got this pump right. Now, of course, when they make these predictions, they tend to say something could be happening really soon, etc., just so they can kind of hedge their bets in case they're completely wrong. But I do follow a bunch of chart analysts and technical analysts and crypto analysts on a daily basis. I watch their videos, I see what their blog posts say, and I follow them on Twitter. Well, there's a couple of things that a lot of them have really been looking at it and been talking about a lot recently. And a few of them recently just started narrowing down and saying the same thing, and earlier on Sunday said something big looks like it's shaping up to happen. And here's what they were looking at. Number one, they were looking at the volume of Bitcoin. The volume of Bitcoin trading has been extremely low. In fact, it's been at its lowest levels since October of 2020. What happened in October of 2020? Well, that was kind of the start of the big run-up from when Bitcoin went from about 12 to 15,000 up to 65,000. The other part of that equation is how much crypto is actually sitting on exchanges and being moved off of exchanges. So for instance, right now, Bitcoin and Ethereum are some of the fastest moving cryptocurrencies being moved off of exchanges. So what does that mean? Well, it basically means that when people buy Bitcoin or Ethereum, for example, if they're looking to trade it maybe sometime in the short term, they probably won't move it off of an exchange. They'll just keep it on an exchange in case they find a price point they want, they'll go ahead and sell. If they move it off of the exchange, it typically signals that they have no intention of selling. And so these two factors, along with several others, have really been shaping up. But I've been watching these analysts, they've been talking about these factors really for the past couple of weeks, but specifically the last couple days. And in fact, several of them hit it. A couple of them almost hours before tweeting out something big is about to happen. And on Friday, I saw one that said it looks like something big could happen this weekend with Bitcoin. And they absolutely nailed it. And one of the other biggest factors that I just read about that actually happened during this big run-up was in about a 10-minute time span, a bunch of short positions were actually liquidated, meaning people that were looking to short Bitcoin got screwed. So people betting that Bitcoin would go down in price, and they made that bet, well, they basically got liquidated, meaning the price was not going to go down, it was going up. And in order to cover their short positions, they have to buy back in at a higher level. Now, I'm not going to go over what shorting means, but if you look it up, the GameStop story from back in January, it'll explain a little bit about it. So in a matter of 10 minutes, $1 billion of shorts were liquidated. Now, that's probably going to happen maybe once or twice more for probably about the next month. But if Bitcoin continues this bullish trend into the second half of the year, which I think is going going to happen, you're not going to see a lot more people shorting Bitcoin. And so, of course, Bitcoin's still the driving factor of the crypto market. And there's one thing that I saw that I kind of wanted to touch on, and it's explaining a little bit about market cap. Now, I just saw this when I was looking at my TradingView account, and one of the things that I look at is the total crypto market value. And so I zoomed out a little bit, and what happened was, if you look at the past approximately 6 days, the total crypto market cap has added about $400 billion of value to the market cap. Now, I know a lot of people don't really understand this. It doesn't mean $400 billion has been pumped into the market cap. That's simply a value number. It doesn't really work with cryptocurrencies like it does the stock market. It's a completely different animal. So I just wanted to point that out to show that it doesn't mean $400 billion were pumped into the crypto market in the last 6 days. It means the value of it does, and it's not necessarily something that's of utmost importance when you're looking at a Bitcoin or a crypto project to potentially invest in. Speaking of investing in crypto projects, there's a blast from the past that if you are a Ripple or if you are an XRP holder, you've been following the Ripple versus the SEC story, you might find familiar. Jay Clayton, who was the former head of the SEC before Gary Gensler, who is now, when he was the head of the SEC, he denied every single crypto or Bitcoin ETF filing that came through. Every single one. And so without getting into a really long story about what Jay Clayton is doing and has made money on in the past, he's now working for a company called One River Assets, which is basically an asset management company. And what they're doing right now is something that when he was SEC chair, he denied, which is they are now filing for a Bitcoin ETF. Now, they're not the only one. If you watch a couple of my videos previously, you'll see that Bitcoin ETF filings are now coming in fast and furious. And especially if you see this second half run-up continue, this bull run continue, those ETFs are going to be, there's going to be a lot of companies putting pressure on the SEC to approve some of these ETFs. Well, Gary Gensler is the head of the SEC, and his SEC is going to have to make a decision on some of these. It's going to be really, really interesting to see what happens with Jay Clayton's Bitcoin ETF at One River and compare it to the ones that he denied when he was actually the head of the SEC. Gary Gensler has some decisions in front of him, and he actually has to get back to Senator Elizabeth Warren, who, if you remember from a couple of weeks ago, sent him a letter asking for all these explanations and questions to be answered on the crypto market and how it's going to be regulated. No response to her yet. But the 28th is the deadline, so he has 2 days to respond. He can do that. So for this video, I would like you guys to respond in the comment section below with this most recent pump, this most recent Bitcoin pump, the crypto pump. Do you think this is actually a bull trap? Because what that could actually mean is that the price could actually sink lower, and in fact, much lower, in what they call a bull trap, meaning it's not necessarily going to continue up. Obviously, it's not going to continue to go in a straight line up. There will be pullbacks. There will be other consolidation time periods. Even if it does fulfill some of these predictions, the stock to flow prediction, which predicts a $300,000 Bitcoin by sometime in January or February, even then, it's going to see some major pullbacks during that time. But let me know if you think this particular pump on Sunday into Monday, if this is kind of a fake out, or if this was the full capitulation starting really about a week ago and now moving forward. Let me know in the comments section below. Also, hit the community tab on my channel and fill out some of those polls. I would really love to see what the late night grind community is thinking and answering for the crypto community and for the investment markets for that matter. But I do know one thing for sure, and that is this week is going to be a really fun week. That's all I have for you today. Make sure you click on one of the 2 videos that is being posted right here that YouTube says you will enjoy. And don't forget to give this video a big thumbs up. I greatly appreciate it, and I'll see you guys on the next video.